Severe 2022 earthquakes in Indonesia confirm the prophecies. The end of the world will be hastened, according to Christian belief, by global pandemics, famines, and natural calamities, as well as by the devastation of the natural environment. Jesus Christ will take the saints directly to heaven, but the remainder of God's people will endure tribulation and rapture. Is the devastating earthquake in Indonesia a portent of the second coming? Is the world going to end soon? In this video, we're going to tell you about the severe 2022 Indonesian earthquake that fulfilled the prophecy of the rapture. Stay tuned. Indonesian earthquake 2022. On November 21st at 6:21 UTC, a 5.6 magnitude earthquake struck 10 kilometers underground in West Java Province, Indonesia, 13:21 local time. The earthquake's epicenter was located 10 kilometers southwest of Cianjur Regency on land, West Java Province. The USGS pager estimates that as many as 242,000 people experienced severe shaking, and another 978,000 experienced intense shaking. The media said that the capital city of Jakarta also felt an earthquake. According to the Indonesian National Board for Disaster Management, BNPB, 2 people were killed and 4 injured in Cianjur. Estimates for the damage show at least 7 homes were demolished, 2 government buildings damaged, 3 educational establishments damaged, and 1 religious building damaged. Warnings have been issued for West Java, including Cianjur Regency, on November 21st and 22nd due to the possibility of heavy rainfall, lightning, and strong winds. On Monday, at least 162 people were killed and hundreds more were injured after a 5.6 magnitude earthquake hit Cianjur in West Java in western Indonesia. Several buildings were wiped out or severely damaged in the area, which is prone to landslides. Estimates put the number of people forced to find shelter outside their homes in the thousands, and several hospitals had to relocate their patient care to the open air. Operations to find and rescue those missing continue. Deaths and disasters. The Indonesian National Board of Disaster Management, BNPB, reports that 271 people have died, 40 are still missing, and over 2,000 have been injured. Also, 61,908 individuals have been displaced. 22,241 homes have been severely destroyed. 11,641 have been moderately damaged, and 22,090 have been slightly affected. Echo, November 24th, 2022. The most recent official estimate as of November 24th places the overall number of fatalities at 272. Of those, 100 were youngsters under the age of 15, or 37%. The reported casualty count is at 2,046, with an additional 39 still missing and 62,882 people forced to relocate as a result. 45 educational institutions in the quake zone sustained damage, according to surveys. There have been approximately 18 fatalities among pupils and 5 among teachers, with 267 kids and 10 educators injured. UNICEF, November 25, 2022. As of November 27th, there have been 321 confirmed deaths, 595 confirmed critical injuries, and over 10,000 verified minor injuries. More than 62,000 homes were reported destroyed at varying degrees, and the government has recorded 73,874 displaced persons, including 92 people with disabilities, 1,207 pregnant women, and 4,240 elderly people. 342 educational institutions sustained damage from the earthquake. The 5.6 magnitude earthquake that occurred at a depth of 10 kilometers in Cianjur Regency on November 21st at 6:21 UTC has caused a rise in the death toll across the province of West Java in Indonesia. The Indonesian National Board for Disaster Management, PNBP, reports 327 deaths, 13 people still missing, 68 injured individuals currently hospitalized in Cianjur Town Regional Hospital, and a total of around 108,700 people evacuated across several evacuation points as of November 29th. About 73,000 people were left homeless by the Chandra earthquake in West Java, according to the National Disaster Mitigation Agency, while about 62,000 homes and 368 schools were damaged or destroyed. The administration has declared that this week they will begin assisting earthquake victims with the renovation of their homes. Last week, several earthquakes with magnitudes above 6 struck Indonesia, including a 6.2 magnitude tremor that struck East Java province on December 6th at a depth of 10 kilometers. On December 8th at 104 kilometers, a 6.1 magnitude earthquake struck West Java, injuring one person and damaging 4 homes, as reported by BNPB. The damage assessment shows that more than 56,000 homes, 701 schools, 18 hospitals, and other important infrastructure was damaged. Emergency efforts to meet the needs of children and communities in terms of shelter, clean water, medical treatment and protection, and other areas were led by the district-level government of Indonesia with support from the National Disaster Management Agency and other line ministries. What does the Bible say about earthquakes? There will be terrifying occurrences and amazing signs from heaven, as the Lord foretells in Luke 21:11 NIV. Eventually, Mark 13:8 NIV says, "Nations will rise against nations, and kingdoms will rise against kingdoms. Famines and earthquakes will strike different parts of the world. A woman is experiencing her first labor pains." NIV Revelations 11:13. A major earthquake struck at that very hour, causing a significant portion of the city to collapse. The earthquake killed 7,000 individuals, and those who survived were so afraid that they praised their Heavenly Father. NIV Matthew 24:7. There will be a worldwide uprising, with each country turning on its neighbor. There will be earthquakes and famines throughout the world. Acts 16:26 NIV. Instantly, a massive earthquake shook the prison to its very foundations. Suddenly, the prison doors opened and the prisoners' chains snapped. Matthew 28:2, New International Version. A powerful earthquake occurred as an angel of the Lord descended from heaven, made his way to the tomb, rolled back the stone, and sat on it. How are earthquakes in Indonesia a sign of the end times? These verses set the stage for the end of the world events in the book of Revelation, where earthquakes represent God's final wrath on the earth. 5 earthquakes, called seismic in Greek, are mentioned in Revelation 6:12, 8:5, 11:13, and 16:18. As a result of these earthquakes, Jerusalem is divided into 3 halves, and the cities of the nations are obliterated. Although these texts provide evidence of the awesome power and presence of God, they do not indicate that there will be an increase in earthquakes in the present era. These earthquakes will take place amid the Great Tribulation, not before it, according to a dispensational and future reading of Revelation, which is the interpretation that we adhere to. They are not signs of the return of the Lord, but rather the inescapable results of his return. Many students of prophecy have asserted that the worldwide trend of increasing earthquake frequency and intensity that has been observed since the late 20th century is the fulfillment of a prophecy that was spoken by Jesus. On the other hand, there is no conspicuous trend that indicates an abnormal increase in the frequency of big earthquakes that occurred in the latter part of the 20th century. In the first half of the century, there was also no discernible decline in the amount of seismic activity. The frequency of earthquakes occurring all across the world has been visualized in such a way as to illustrate an overall decrease in seismic activity. The number of big earthquakes that happened in the 1970s, 1980s, and 1990s was lower than in earlier decades of the 20th century. Many professors of prophecy are under the impression that there were more big earthquakes in the 70s, 80s, and 90s than in previous decades. The seismic data from the area does not support this idea that there will be more earthquakes in California, Japan, and the Eastern Mediterranean in the last decades of this century. Since the beginning of the 20th century, there hasn't been a noticeable rise in the number of killing quakes around the world, and the number of people who have died in earthquakes has not gone up much either. During the time of Christ, The Jews thought that disasters like wars, famines, diseases, and earthquakes were signs of the end of the world. Jesus spoke about the impending end of the world in the discourse that he delivered on Olivet. Whether one interprets the events described in Matthew 24, 4-14 as things that will take place during the time of the tribulation or general indications of the present age, there does not appear to be any scriptural support for the belief that there will be a significant increase in the number of earthquakes that take place before the return of Christ. According to the first viewpoint, these earthquakes are part of the tribulation period and have very little to do with the church age that we are currently in. Some people believe that earthquakes are just one more of the numerous horrific calamities that have become all too regular in our era, incidents that could be read as signs of the end times. This view is held by certain people who subscribe to the latter viewpoint. This ends the video for today. Are these earthquakes a sign of the rapture? Let us know in the comments section. Also, let us know what topic we should cover in our next video. Like and share this video. Do subscribe to our YouTube channel. See you in the following video.